Time now for Trivia Tracks with yours truly, Price Robertson. Sponsored by Beth Smith and Edward Jones and ProMed Ambulance Services. For cartoon fans of every generation, Mel Blanc will forever be known as the voices of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, among others. Referred to as the man of 1,000 voices, he is regarded as one of the most influential people in the voice acting industry and is one of the greatest voice actors of all time. Melvin Jerome Blanc was born in San Francisco on May 30th, 1908. His mother was a Lithuanian Jewish immigrant. His father was born in New York to German Jewish parents. The younger of two children, Mel grew up in San Francisco's Western Addition neighborhood, and later in Portland, Oregon, where he attended high school. He had an early fondness for voices and dialect, which he began practicing at the age of 10. He claimed that he changed the spelling of his surname when he was 16 from B-L-A-N-K to B-L-A-N-C, because a teacher told him that he would amount to nothing and be like his name, a blank. After graduating from high school, he divided his time between leading an orchestra, becoming the youngest conductor in the country at the age of 19, and performing shtick in traveling vaudeville shows. Once on the radio, he became known for his ability to provide voices for multiple characters. He moved to Los Angeles in 1932, where he met Estelle Rosenbaum, whom he married a year later before returning to Portland. With his wife's encouragement, Blanc returned to Los Angeles and joined Warner Brothers-owned KFWB Radio in Hollywood in 1935. He also became part of Jack Benny's repertory company, performing various roles. Radio Daily Magazine wrote in 1942 that Blanc, in quotes, specialized in over 57 voices, dialects, and intricate sound effects. And by 1946, he was appearing on over 15 radio shows in various supporting roles. A doctor who examined Blanc's throat found that he possessed unusually thick, powerful vocal cords and exceptional range, and compared them to those of opera singer Enrico Caruso. His success on the Jack Benny program led to his own radio show, which ran for a year starting in 1946. Blanc played himself as the hapless owner of a fix-it shop, as well as his young cousin, Zuki. His long association with Warner Brothers Animation Division began in 1936. Within a year, he had replaced Joe Doherty as the voice of Porky Pig, starting with the short Porky's Duck Hunt, which was also the debut of Daffy Duck. He found time to voice cartoon characters for other studios besides Warner's, such as originating the voice of Woody Woodpecker for Walter Lantz and Universal Pictures. He was able to receive credit for his voice characterizations at a time when voice actors rarely received screen credits. In 1960, after the expiration of his exclusive contract with Warner Brothers, Blanc continued working for them, but also began doing work for Hanna-Barbera. For example, he was the original voice for Barney Rubble in the Flintstones franchise, which he continued doing even after being sidelined by a near-fatal car accident in 1961. Years later, Blanc revealed that during his recovery, his son Noel ghosted several Warner's cartoon voice tracks for him. The studio had also asked Stan Freberg to provide the voice for Bugs Bunny, but Freberg said no, out of respect for Blanc. Dawes Butler provided the voice of Barney in a few Flintstones episodes, after which the show's producer set up recording equipment in Blanc's hospital room and later at his home to allow him to work from there. In 1962, Mel and Noel Blanc, who became a voice actor in his own right, but not on a full-time level, formed Blanc Communications Corporation, which produces TV commercials and public service announcements. Blanc's later work includes voicing the diminutive robot Tweaky on the TV series Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, and participating in the 1988 film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, reprising several of his roles from Warner Brothers cartoons that left Yosemite Sam to Joe Lasky. The film was one of the few Disney projects in which Blanc was involved. On July 10, 1989, the lifelong smoker died from emphysema at the age of 81, though he had quit smoking a few years earlier. His final recording session was for Jetsons the Movie, released in 1990. His gravestone reads, "That's all, folks." After his death, Blanc's voice continued to be heard in newly released productions. Both he and Bugs Bunny have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Till next time, I'm Price Robertson. Amazed by today's trivia? Then join me for Trivia Tracks weekdays at 6:45 on Everybody's Country Y95.